So Roeselare, Doomsday Machine, in a partnership with JanVervaake's YouTube channel and MetalToInfinity webzine, has the honor to interview NEVALRA this afternoon. So hi, Scott. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
And my first question is, how hard is to combine the Antichrist and your own band, NEVALRA, on a heavy tour like this one?
It's been a challenge to do back-to-back sets every night. Usually, I don't do the corpse paint for NEVALRA, so that's a bit of an anomaly for this tour. Because it takes so long to do, I have to do it ahead of time, and then so I've been painted for both sets, but usually it's only for the Antichrist. But yeah, I've been getting through it. The adrenaline hits really well. It doesn't hit me until after the second set. There was just like, oh, and then just every night for 6 weeks it's been tough. So
Yeah. And how has been the reaction of the European audience to NEVALRA? We suppose many fans are just discovering you by now.
yeah, we put out an EP years ago, and this is our first full-length album with M Theory Audio. So about half of the crowd knows who we are by the time we get here, and about half of them hasn't heard of us yet. And but it's all been positive so far. Everyone loves the mixture of black metal and death metal, and I think we have a good combination of both. So it fits the tour very well.
And what are the main influences of the band?
It's hard to say. I like writing melodies, but I also like writing the really heavy stuff. So I have a good balance, I think, of combining those two things into NEVALRA, and it's been received really well. So like I said, all the reviews have been really positive so far, and we're very pleased with that.
And this question goes exactly to the other that I have here. So how is the composition process of the band? Do you start with a riff and then melodies, or how does it happen?
It depends. It's just a spark of an idea, and then you just kind of build it from there. Yeah, usually I just write everything. Some of it takes years to put together, because if there's like one little thing that doesn't feel right, then it's not complete. I'm like really detail oriented, so some of it will happen like right then and there, and I can write things big portions in a small amount of time. And then sometimes if I really have something, I feel like I need to be really meticulous about getting all the details right into every transition. And Conjure the Storm, the title track, is the perfect example of that.
Okay. And can you explain the band's name? Who chose it? Why? And how was it chosen?
Yeah, a few years ago, I had actually just ended playing in another band, and I was working on the material for NEVALRA, but it didn't have a name yet. So I had 4 or 5 songs that I was working on, and while I was working on this music, I was having this dream that just kept coming back, where I would talk to this dark entity about life, religion, big picture things, philosophical ideas. And while I was writing this material, and it was a recurring dream, and after a while, this thing told me its name was NEVALRA, and I didn't think much of it at the time, and then I decided that this project needed a name, and it dawned on me that I could name it NEVALRA. And then what's pretty cool about it is, once I named the project NEVALRA, the dream stopped. So I don't know if that was a weird way that I needed to get something out, or so that's where the name came from.
Wow, cool. This is a spooky story. Yeah, and which are the main influences of the band?
Just everything. Not only just metal bands, but just like I listen to classical music a lot when I'm not listening to metal. So that's where a lot of the melodies and ideas come from, the layering of instruments. So I don't like to have I have Sprock, the bass player, play rhythmic things that are different than what I'm playing rhythmically, and while I play melodies, and they kind of like layer each other a certain way. So it's not just metal; it's just music in general. I can pull things from all kinds of different influences, and I like to feel like we're a little bit different in that aspect. Lots of metal bands just stick to the metal, stick to the hard rock, and I like to pull ideas from lots of things. So.
Okay. Then suppose you are on a desert island and you don't have internet, no radio, only a record player with batteries, and you are only allowed to listen to 3 albums. So which albums would you choose?
Oh, I would say the first album has to be the one that got me into metal, and that'd be "Injustice for All," Metallica. Like every other teenager at the time. Um, I'd say "Dissection," the last album, Rhine Chaos, has a very big influence on me. Um, Third album, wow. Those are the two big ones that I listen to a lot. Um, it would probably be something really diverse like Opeth or something like that, so where it isn't always heavy. So that's the best I could probably do with maybe Deliverance by Opeth, I'd say, for the third album.
All right, and to finish our interview, would you like to leave a message to your European fans?
Yeah, absolutely. We just appreciate you guys coming out and discovering the band. And the ones that already know us, we appreciate you coming out and buying the new album. And we hope to be back next year.
Okay, so thanks a lot. So, thanks for the interview.
Absolutely.
And that's it. Stay heavy.